what it's like to being dead. Been stabbed in the back bed, I'll show you what happens. Pass me the mic and I'll show you with action. I feel this pain, you already.
You're a woman with a brain and reasonable ability. Stop whining and find something to do.
And I found something to do. I found time to put a mini art party together, an impromptu. I know it says solo, but unlike the rest of the internet, I lied. No, no, actually, it was just what? It was just kind of I don't know. It just kind of fell together, and here we are now, and I'm okay with that. Hello, internet. It is I, your host, Dreaming Tabitha, bringing with me friends, Shmoo the DJ, who we are all grateful for because he fixed my camera situation there, and Nomi, without you, who maybe you saw us playing last night, and she was eating,
and I was snacking,
and I was dying, and it was a good time to be had by all. So yeah, we are back for art party, but this is a mini art party, and we will be having, hopefully, God willing, and the creek don't rise at the end of the month as well, because we typically have the art party every last Friday of the month. Gonna be fun. I can't wait because I already have like the prompt and everything. I mean, it's always on the fly, but you know, it's always interesting. DL in the chat throwing everything but the kitchen sink at us, saying good evening to Tabitha and crew. Jonathan Reyes says solo partay. Mad Dog Conroy letting us know that his phone has been bleeping incessantly for some reason. Logical Spark, hey there and good evening. And I see Grape over there on Kick. And hello, Ter Crystal. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Hello. All right. So we're going to go ahead.
A phone that sounds like me when I come to America. That's the first thing I hear. It's always an Amber Alert or something like that.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, it happens a lot. Oh, it's mid-Boer one. I see 2 American flags. Are they patriots? You see only 2? Oh, that's because mine is over here. Oh.
I'm not even a patriot. I'm just, you know.
You're German. Honorary
German.
Patriot.
Yeah. And my camera's mirrored, so don't mind me. Actually,
mine was a gift from my father, who had the flag flown in my honor during Iraqi freedom. Mm-hmm. So that would be mine. Nomi, she just has it for the aesthetic.
No, I'm a patriot. My parents legally came to the United States and made me to be a proud American. I was born and raised here, and I'm raised in the God blessed state of Texas. And then this is just a art piece by some man who got pieces of wood made into a flag, and then the stars are 9mm bullet casings.
Oh my!
So talk to me about patriotism. I am here for it,
because you can't spell patriotism without guns. At least that's how we do it here in the States. Well, guys, are we pro-Israel? Well, it depends on what Israel does. Does Israel promote, food vendors in the streets? Then yes.
Well, I can say 100% about that. What I can say about that is that the thirst is Israel. Huh.
That's terrible. Okay, guys. So nobody has a clue what our art prompt is for. That's right, DL.
USA. All right. Makes me want a shotgun and energy drink right now.
I've got my decaf coffee. That's all I need.
Have one?
I do. So Bloom energy drinks.
Not sponsored, by the way.
No, all right. Our art prompt. We can talk about Bloom afterwards. So nobody knows what our art prompt is, but me. However, my guests will probably have an easier time creating this art prompt than I will. So, hang on. I spelled this incorrectly. That would have been really embarrassing. Okay, here we go. We are creating our own Pokemon.
Oh.
Yay! Ooh. So get your pencils at the ready. The first thing we have to do is choose the Pokemon type. We have Ghost, Grass, Water, Fairy, or Poison. So If you guys
Considering I used to
remember,
draw Pokemon as a kid, that's going to be an easy one.
Smooth's
on.
got the one up on us.
And then look, I'm gonna use my little strawberry cat to help us make Pokemon.
Smooth doesn't know what he's in for. He's been on the art party before.
I've been here before, DL. I've
Yeah.
been here before.
Or do you just mean America in general? Because Smooth's been to America too. So I mean, he
I've been
knows
into
what
America multiple times.
so
I know what I'm in for.
sometimes people just ain't ready, but I think Smooth's got it down.
Oh, I'm born ready. Trust me.
So, as you guys know, whatever this is going to land on is what we're going to have. If it lands on a 6, we're going to let Smooth choose our
Oh
Pokemon.
God.
Are you ready? See,
I'm
maybe
ready.
that's what you ain't ready for. Are you ready for the responsibility of choosing our Pokemon?
Oh, I have a certain bias towards a certain type, so that's going to be easy.
Oh my. I just don't want grass. But anyway, here we go.
Say
It's
less.
a 3. Oh, thank God. Okay, it's
Water, okay.
water. Okay,
Okay.
I mean, writing that down. Although I have a hard time drawing water, but Pokemon are all kind of weird. You don't have to exactly abide by the rules.
I mean, you have a Pokemon that's based on a keychain or a literal rubbish bag.
so yeah, there's and then there's the one that's all made up of like worms and stuff. So
Yeah.
you know,
Oh yeah, that one. I was like,
yeah.
which one do you mean? It's like, oh, yeah.
I don't
do
really know
that.
their names either. All
did
right,
what?
we must include a color. Okay, so that would be either red, purple, teal, black, or green. I know, Smooth. I didn't prepare anybody for this. Where it's like, yeah, you got to bring colors. So
I got my colors on the windowsill, so I can just grab them.
okay, when time comes. All right, so Nomi, if it lands on a 6, you get to choose our color from our
Okay.
list. Here we go. 1. Oh
Red.
man, red.
Oh.
Red
Red water?
water. This is great. It's going to
That
be
sounds like-
Gatorade
that sounds-
commercial.
Oh yeah,
Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid man.
Kool-Aid man.
Ooh.
Okay. And since I am the host of the show, I'm just going to throw it back to our guests. So back to Smooth, the animal. We have to fashion it similarly to a mouse, a dragon, a lion, a dog, or a mass of something. Because
Part
as
of me-
we've
Part of me hopes it's 5.
because as we've said, you know, Pokemon are weird
Mhm.
and come in all shapes, sizes, and forms. So a mass of something is, I guess, whatever I guess it's like it can't look like an exact thing. I guess that's kind of the rule, you know.
Mhm.
So all right. Smooth wants 6 or 5. So
Mhm.
I kind of want
We'll just have
3.
to wait.
1. It's a mouse.
Mouse. Okay. Yeah,
That's
I can work with that.
Oh my.
A mouse.
And
okay.
I think we'll just let it go with the whole male female. We'll keep things easier since this is a down low kind of situation. And so it just has to be a water Pokemon that's red and a mouse type creature. So that's what we
Let me
get to
just-
do.
Let me just
okay.
grab my pens real quick.
Absolutely. Now, chat, we do have the bonus feature. This bonus feature is up to you. You'll notice that there is a goal set in the chat that if we reach a certain amount in super chats, which is just the 5, then you guys get to choose something. You get to choose as a group. And of course, keep it family friendly because come on, that's what we do around here. But you as a group get to decide what we have to include in our drawing. So that's up to you guys. Okay. So if you're up for the challenge, that's up to you. Like I said, all you have to do is it's going to be, we need 5 super chats of $5.
So I've got 4 types of red I can use. I've got vivid red, old red, deep red, or carmine.
Let's see. What do I have here? I've got, these are my jewel tones. I've got a 500 million kind of red. Let's see.
This is my supply box.
Oh, that's nice. That's a good amount. These are my reds.
That is
Well, those
yeah,
are
I
not
like that.
all my reds, but they're my reds.
I am well
I like-
prepared.
This is just my box of like whatever. So I have
Right.
these
Well, you
To
know,
be fair,
we're
I have all sorts of crap flying about in this room, so it's not really surprising. that I have things like
markers.
that, markers, and all that stuff.
Oh my
So-
goodness. Hey Juliet, good evening. Hello,
Good evening,
hello. DL with his member chat says Tabitha, I always look forward to your live show. Thank you. Thank you. Trying to figure out a schedule there, DL. DL with hitting us with the first one of $4.99,
Woo!
a mouse with a top hat and a cane. All right. So
That
if we get 4 more of these, then you guys will have to decide what we have to add to ours. So we have a red water mouse.
So just curious, we have a water Pokemon that's red, right?
Yes.
So
Yes. You wanted a
what-
challenge?
what's the implication here? Because water is not necessarily red, right?
Yeah, not naturally.
Not naturally.
Not naturally. It's not
Maybe
natural.
maybe if it has like red, if it's like in the Sahara, like red sands, or maybe
That is true. That could
like
work too.
red clay mouse.
We could go with that. By the way, I forgot that DL automatically made it Friday.
Today is Friday. Today is Friday.
By the way, chat, I have finally created a video for the 20. I had the 5, I had the 10. I even went so bold as to have a 50. But I
Really?
finally made 20. So
Uh-huh.
but the thing is, if you want to see, if you enjoyed the dinosaur, you're gonna love this one. So I'm just saying. But anyway, we have Emily Kruger, and oh my gosh, it's Epic Mike.
Epic
What up, Mike?
I would love to see Epic Mike on an art party. It would just be amazing. So Epic Mike, I don't know if you're a big fan of Pokemon, but what we have to do is create a red water mouse type Pokemon.
I'm just trying to think, like, there haven't been that many mouse Pokemon.
I'm not good at drawing animals, so this is going to be very interesting. I say not good at drawing animals. I'm good at making weird animals because we did that in the book series. But hey, JM, the Elite Fan. But at the same time, it's got to be cutesy. Now, I have been working on, you guys don't know this, but I have been working with fellow YouTubers on a summer art challenge, kind of like what I did last year. In fact, Epic Mike was part of that last year. And gives the 5. He says it's art attack. Draw.
Today is Friday. Today is Friday.
Yeah.
We will be doing the draw.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we have 2 out of 5. So we just need 3 more, and then you guys get to decide what to add to our creation here.
The others was like a top hat and a cane, right?
That's what DL suggested. We don't have to do that just yet until we meet and everybody votes. That's just how it is. What helped him out, ladies? Hello, old poet Jerry. How are you? He says hello, Tabitha, Noe, and Smoo. But thank you, Mike, for making it Friday automatically. We appreciate that.
It's
All right.
Friday.
Making it Friday on a Saturday.
Maybe we're just resetting. We're just resetting the weekend. Oh, there's so many cute, most like Pokemon. Okay, so they've got like this fat belly. How am I supposed to make a water mouse? But I didn't finish my thought.
Isn't an otter technically a mouse?
He could.
It's a rodent. Yeah.
It's a rodent.
He's vermin. I'll
Yeah.
allow it.
And a beaver.
We had
A
beaver.
platypus.
All right. I'm gonna
All right,
draw.
so we're starting now. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can start as soon as
Okay.
we get the prompt. You could have started. All right. We're gonna just draw us I need to get some more blue pencils. But yeah, I'm going to be doing some Pokemon themed art challenges come summertime. Nomi's part of the crew that's helping me with that, along with several others. And I'm given just the name and the type of Pokemon, and I'm not allowed to look it up. And I have to try to draw what that Pokemon might look like just simply based on those 2 facts, the type and the name. And so far, I've been doing pretty good. Tabitha was so patient with me. It took so long to get my video made. It did, Mike. Shame on you. It did. It took forever and a day. But I'm a nice person. So, old poet Jerry says if he might share, he has some exciting news. Well, Jerry,
Please
share it with the world.
Please do. Please do.
I kind of forget that he's not talking, so I just was like having a pause. All right, what exactly does a mouse look like?
You're asking me?
I'm asking the internet, and of course, in our day and age, what does it bring up? Digital mice, computer mice. That's terrible.
Oh,
I mean,
I-
you could. I mean, I'll be honest. You could go with the creative way
You
and make a waterproof
could.
computer mouse. with a
You
top hat and thing.
could actually. That would be super neat. I might incorporate that.
I mean, you had a Pokemon that was a literal trash bag. You had a Pokemon that was a set of keys.
Is it?
A balloon.
Well, I know there's the wrench looking one.
Yeah, well, the rubbish Pokemon is literally called Trubbish.
Trubbish.
It goes from 1 trash bag to 3 once it evolves.
I don't know if
So
this is
you
going to
take
look
from
like
that
a
what you
mouse.
will.
Oh, Jerry says soon he'll be part of a wrestling podcast, and he is super excited about that.
Sweet.
Well, awesome.
good
That's
on you, old
fantastic.
Jerry.
Good
Love
Good
to
on
hear
you, buddy.
that.
Love to hear. By the way, hit the like button if you enjoy these streams. Appreciate you guys.
Uh-huh.
All right, so I know right now, guys, I kind of look like I have a frog, but we're just in the testing it out phase, you know. I'm going back and forth between real mice. Oh, bats are considered like flying mice, right? You know.
Aw.
Pigeons are considered rats with wings.
Yeah, but rats are not mice.
They're
That's where I
still
draw
vermin.
the line, Nomi. It's where I draw.
They're still
the line.
vermin.
There's actually a
Alright.
Pikachu computer mouse. I just saw that. I was like, huh, interesting.
The thing is, from learning how to draw Pokemon,
Uh-huh.
it's very interesting the concepts that they come up with. It's like I saw a picture of like this one that was called Belly Bolt. It's like a little slimy looking thing that makes no sense absolutely. But it's very interesting the ideas that they come up with for these creatures. So it's a water Pokemon. So I got to think like what is like water, obviously it's wet, it makes waves, it makes raindrops, makes rivers. Trying to think of what's water. Hey, it is Raw NT, a froggy. Actually, I'm trying to do a mouse. Bear with me. Hey, it's old Renaissance Boomer. Welcome in. If
What's
anybody
that?
is new around here, we are attempting to draw a red water mouse Pokemon. And we are also allowing the chat that if we reach our super chat goal, we just need 3 more $5 super chats. Then you guys the chat get to decide what we have to add to our Pokemon. It could be a broomstick. It could be a shock collar.
Just be family friendly.
Yeah,
Folks.
family friendly. But yeah, you guys, it could, and it can't be something so extreme like dragon wings with flames and a motocross bicycle wheel. Like we can't keep it a little bit. But I do love creativity. Last time we did that challenge, I had to add a staff, a scepter, a staff to my character. And that's what
Okay.
you guys voted on. So let's see. I'm gonna see. There's gotta be like the right amount of cuteness too when it comes to certain kind of Pokemon.
Yeah.
Very strange. Oh, I know. I'm gonna give him some wave hair. Here we go. Crashing wave hair. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see how stupid
I'm just gonna add like flame like ears, but considering it's like reddish, but it's like a crashing like one flamey ear and like one wavy ear.
Oh yeah. I've heard Nomi a bunch of times playing Fortnite with Joe. What about with me? We play water. We play Fortnite all the time. We played
play
last
water.
night.
We actually played last night. Where were you?
Right.
Exactly. Where were you? Where were you?
Here we go. So water type Pokemon, that's a mouse. And that's red. That would be what we gotta create. So here we go. We're gonna get some, let's see, really cute. There we go. Now you guys are like fans of the like you guys grew up. I think I heard that from Nomi. Like you guys grew up with Pokemon. I don't know about Smoo.
I did, yeah.
Okay. What's your favorite? If you
we
had
go like from according to generations, if we go with the very first one from Red and Blue, it's definitely I would say probably Bulbasaur, because that was my starter Pokemon back in the day.
Oh.
Yeah, I know,
Oh.
grass Pokemon. People get a lot of flack for choosing the what the
That was me. That was me.
the
Sorry.
the what's it called? The grass Pokemon usually as a starter because they're like too simple or anything like that. But
Oh, really? Hey,
Yeah.
Horny Elf. Hello, hello.
Elf.
Hey, Leos and
What up, man?
Sue. Welcome on in.
Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
Elf,
Good to
elf,
see you.
elf, elf.
And I got my
Oh, what then?
chubby, chubby
Hey, wait.
cheeks here. All right, we're doing something here.
That we
And
do.
then let's see, the nose. Wow, the nose on these Pokemon are very small.
I'm orienting myself around the older
Hmm.
Pokemon designs, not the modern ones, because
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't-
I'm the original 150 as well.
I don't know the difference.
they did change the art style quite drastically after a few years for some reason, because the original designer was like not there anymore, I think. So they had to like kind of adapt a little.
Okay.
I don't know why. It's just weird, honestly. Hey, and Retro Collective. Gifted a
Let's
membership.
see. Retro Collective gifted, a membership. I appreciate that, sir.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Yeah,
Let me
so I
see.
grew up.
Oh, sorry.
So to answer your question, so I grew up with the original 150. Nowadays it's like over 700, I think, which is kind of
That's
insane.
crazy.
And
Um,
the original catchphrase used to be like "Gotta catch 'em all," and I was like, "Yeah, good luck with that these days." They actually got rid of that slogan as of I think Ruby and Sapphire.
How many colors are there?
There's just a lot of elements nowadays. You've got like you got ghosts, you got fire, water, fairy,
Electric,
electric, steel,
ground.
ground.
I'll think of the elements basically.
Yeah,
Right. The period. So they have like aluminum.
wind, flying, which is technically birds, dragons. Even though I think they kind of run out of ideas when it comes to like adding new elements to the whole thing. So
There we go. Now I'm figuring it. I think for my mousey, I'm gonna make him look kind of like a bubble or a water drop.
just starting with the head right now. So one ear is going to be like a flame because of the red, and then the other ear will be like a water drop.
Here we go. Oh my goodness, Retro is getting ahead of the game. He has decided that well, I know you guys know what that means.
Let's dance with dinosaurs.
Which has pushed us a little bit over the top. Since he gave a 10, I'm going to count that as 2-5. So we're going to cheat the system a little bit. So that means that honestly, we only need one more $5 super chat
That we do.
for the chat to decide what we have to add to our picture. We're already on the struggle bus. At least I am a little bit. So it would be very exciting to see what the chat would want us to incorporate into our drawings, especially as I am certainly no aficionado. Oh my gosh, Shmoo, that's so cute. That's very Pokemon-y.
I love that.
I don't have a good grasp of what Pokemon look like.
I use Pikachu's eyes as a reference because
That's a good idea. Thank you, Retro. I appreciate that. Jerry
It
D.
is-
Stills, how's Boomer tonight? I have no idea what that means or who that is,
Me?
but I
You
hope
mean
he's
me?
doing well.
I think he means me, but I'm not that old.
Let's see. I kind of like my mouse's eyes because they do look like drops of water, but they are making him look a little derpy. But
Can I go
Right.
ahead and show
I
you
mean,
like
do you know the Pokemon Psyduck by chance? The
I
duck
do.
that always does this. That always has like
Yes.
the derpy eyes as well.
That's true. I'm going to change the eyes a little bit. Yeah, absolutely. Show us what you got.
because like Meryl, he's a water type Pokemon in
That is
in
true.
Pokemon. So I'm
Yeah.
kind of going based off of him. So I did like a body of a mouse, and now it's a little much, but
Oh, he's so cute.
Oh wow!
yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh wow. Everybody's so far ahead. That's because you guys have a better understanding of what Pokemon are. So now I'm like nervous because Horny Elf has decided to finish off our challenge. I know that it says 4 out of 5, but because Retro was so generous and gave us a 10, you guys have now accomplished the goal. By the way,
Today is Friday. Today is Friday.
I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for helping out the channel. I can now buy Fortnite skins. Appreciate that because they release some really cute ones.
You're getting Qui-Gon, what's it called? So Mace Windu?
You got me excited there for a second. You started off by saying Qui-Gon Jinn, and I'd be like, yes!
I was like, hold on a
But,
second.
yeah. Actually, I would love a Jar Jar Binks one, but thank you.
Jar Jar's coming. Jar Jar's coming, I think.
Is he?
I think.
Now, I don't want the Darth Jar Jar.
No, it's the actual Jar Jar.
That would be
He
so
might actually... I heard ramblings about it. Let me...
Retro said, I want Darth Jar Jar.
Darth Jar Jar is, if you want to play as Darth Jar Jar, just get the Lego game that was on Epic Games for a while. The Skywalker
Misa
Saga.
make things go boom boom.
Misa gonna electric.
You said big doo doo.
Doo-doo.
Well, what I think they could do, sometimes in Fortnite they have it where the outfit
dear
can
God.
change.
Oh dear God, you might actually get your wish. Darth Jar Jar might be in the season pass.
I don't want Darth Jar Jar. I want regular Jar Jar that could turn into Darth Jar Jar.
I think that might. You can probably change it.
Okay, by the way, guys,
Jar Jar's a meme.
We have to let chat. You guys have to put in some recommendations now that we've met our goal.
Yep.
What do you guys want us to add to our red water type Pokemon? So talks amongst yourselves, and then you guys vote on which one you want. Now, DL said early on who, started us off. He said, what about a top hat and a cane? So that is the first suggestion that somebody gave, but it's up to you guys. Jonathan Reyes says fins. That's not a bad idea. But again, it can be something wild. It could be something, if you wanted, you could even add a different element to this.
I'm about to start using a permanent now. So
you guys got, that's why we have a time limit on our thing.
Was I just too fast?
Oh, I meant that is subjective. I meant for the old Renaissance Boomer says lightning bolt. Gills on a that's not a bad idea. I do suggest that since we're doing a water type Pokemon, something out of the box from fish would be a good idea. But I'll leave that up to you. So far we've got the top hat and the fins, the lightning bolt, gills, webbed feet. You guys are the ones who gave. So throw out you could put a lightsaber in there if you wanted to. 'Tis the season, isn't it not?
Want to create a Jedi Pokemon?
Little water Jedi Pokemon. Okay, I kind of in love with it. Oh, let me check over on Kick. Do you guys have any suggestions? A waterfall. Well, so it's supposed to be something for our character, something that our character either has, wears, holds.
Like a prop. Like a prop.
Or if you wanted us to slap a tattoo on our Pokemon or an ear piercing or something like that,
Mm.
A blowhole, fishing rod. Why would I don't know if a water type Pokemon would go fishing.
Fishing for compliments.
Ooh, yes. We could do that.
I mean, there's a bird Pokemon, Farfetch'd. He carries a leek with him.
A leek? Like the vegetable,
like a vegetable
or whatever?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. I need a pupil. Here we go. Maybe I'll make him look off to the side because he looks a little nervous. Maybe that's what he does. He's a water Pokemon, like he cries a lot.
Cries a river?
So sad Pokemon?
So basically me as a Pokemon.
You don't cry.
Somebody said, Retro suggests sunglasses. So Nomi's starting to go into outlining, guys. So you guys have to decide. Talks amongst yourselves.
I've already started.
I can add sunglasses, but it's going to be difficult because I already did the outlining. So
wow, you guys work fast. You guys work fast. Wow, I gotta catch up. My gosh.
Well, that little drawing I sent you yesterday, Tabitha, that took
Yes.
me like 10 minutes.
Well, good for you. Okay. I hope you're proud of yourself.
It's just doodling. That's what it's all. This is all to me is doodling.
Just doodling.
Doodles.
She just like diminishes what I do for a living. It's just doodling. No, it's not. Water goggles. Oh, that would be super.
Ooh, I like
cute.
that idea.
Huh?
I do like that. Like of those lizards that squirt out the eye to distract the predators. I will say that out of everything suggested, I was on board with this is up to the chat, but I was on board with retro sunglasses. And then I did like the water goggles idea, which are kind of similar. I kind of like it. Hulk Smash says super soaker.
Super soaker.
Water goggles and water wings. That would be kind of cute. Guys, I don't know about the rest of my crew here, but I kind of love the idea of that. So, I'm just saying, if you guys want to vote on that, I wouldn't be mad about it. But you got to let us know. We might have to figure out an easier system because you guys take a long time to vote. You're like Americans.
Straw poll, maybe. Next time.
Straw? I like that. Water wings and goggles. So we have 2 people that have agreed on one thing for the first time in the chat today. So if anybody else likes the other ideas, we're going to go with that. Water goggles makes more sense.
It does.
Jonathan Reyes says polls. How do you do that? I don't know how to do that. There is a way to do that. I just don't know. Oh, wait. I got it.
You can wear them around the neck, in theory. Or just implement them.
It could be creatively done. It is technically supposed to be one thing. So we might have to, since Nomi's already doing outlines, how about
and I'm pretty far in too.
You guys. All right. So here we go. Add the option. I think oh shoot. No. Let's X out. I'm new around here. How do you okay, start the poll. Must contain 1 and 30 some characters. Good grief. Why? Okay, I've done it. Must contain 1 and I've done that. Oh, ask the question. Which?
I'm all yours.
Okay, it's not letting me do it.
What?
I don't understand why.
I forgot that these pens are alcohol based, so I just got a huge waft of alcohol just opening this pen. Was like, oh.
All right. If anybody ever posted a poll before, because it's not letting me.
It's been a while. If you click on the plus button, you should have an option for that.
Well, I created it, but it won't let me post it. I'm not sure why. Oh, I think there it is.
Limits on the answers.
There we go. All right, guys. It's up there. Eye goggles or water wings? You let us know. You just stay in your lane. Fantastic. All right? You just stay in your lane. So far, eye goggles is winning, but I'll give...
Fantastic Sarcastic was complaining that he's making shorts for Sebi earlier, so...
well, when is he not? All right, here we go. While I let you guys... I'll let it cook, as the kids be saying these days. I have one ear much, much bigger than the other. Oh, I know. All right. I am going to kind of steal, I think was it Jonathan Reyes's idea a little bit, or somebody's at least, where... Here we go. We're going to make the ears look a little bit more like the swamp creature, whatever these little things are called. Here we go. Now, I often say that Squirtle is my favorite, but I tend to get Pikachus as gifts. Hang on, I need to get another one. So it's just one of those things.
Did you know that there's an amiibo for Squirtle? Like these tiny Nintendo figurines with the NFC thing?
Oh, I don't doubt that. I mean, there's so many different amiibos out there. Oh my god. There we go. All right, so I'm going to end the poll here. End the poll. And
winner
for
is?
that, the winner would be eye goggles at 61%.
I can make them work with the design.
So
I
we
only
gotta-
start with the head, so
We have to somehow incorporate that in there. So, all right. All right, here we go.
I can justify why my Pokemon will probably have them hanging from its neck, so it only wears them when it uses its special attack.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
Because it needs to protect its eyes for the attack. So
Well, you know, it's like moles, right? They live underground, but they can't see. So, you kind of have to.
very true.
All right. I'm trying to make the other side match, but that's really hard when it comes to these patterns. So we're just going to kind of go with it. Oh, he's cute. His ears, they're so big. They help him swim.
Like pedals.
Just, yeah, do the swim. The Minority Report.
Because he voted for Water Wings, probably. I was
Oh.
wondering what he meant by that, but I think that's what he meant.
Keith, sorry, I had no idea what you were talking about. I just
I only saw the emojis, otherwise I would have jumped to other conclusions.
He said yes. Okay. Hey, Wiley Dave, how are you? Thank you guys for
Wiley
voting.
Dave.
Well,
You guys,
Dave,
I
hey.
love making you guys a part of the show. Like you guys help the creative process. You've been on Jimmy Tabitha long enough. You'll know that we like to get the folks involved.
I got it right apparently because he says yes in the chat.
Says yes. It's all good. I use vague references. Well, he makes us think.
Well, at least he
Okay.
keeps us on our toes, so that's good.
All right. So I've kind of got the face.
I got the face and the goggles are already implemented in the design.
I don't have the goggles yet, but I'm gonna work on the body and then kind of slowly add the other elements. How's it going, Nomi?
I already did my outline. You guys want to see? I gave like
No.
little features in his ears. So I gave like little cute little like little
he's like a little
characters.
bunny.
Yeah, a little character. So I gave his tail like a little whiplash, like water lash tail. So that's what I did. So I'm like, okay.
Cute.
He uses his tail to like whoosh, get out of here. You're in my territory.
Oh my god.
Not a bad idea.
I like it. I have too much main character energy. I do my best to just observe. The show isn't about me, allegedly. That's right. It's about red water type Pokemon that are mice inspired. That's right. That's what we're doing here today. You're right, Retro Collective. By the way, I saw your comment. Yes, I need to work on the whole moderator situation.
I got the goggles. See?
Oh, wait.
Where the neck is, right here.
Oh, there. Okay, I was looking at the top of his head. I'm sorry. Yeah, you said around the neck, and I just kind of forgot. My mind just automatically went to the normal place. Retro says, I approve. Of what?
Yeah, that's a good question. What?
All right,
what
now
do-
that I have the
Of
outline on,
everything.
let me draw the goggles as well.
I'm thinking about adding a fire hose as a tail, kind of.
Oh, that's cute. Hey, Wiley
I just
Davies.
need I just need a good reference for it.
Let me look at our mice Pokemon again. and
Well,
look at
hydrant. A hydrant is a tail.
Oh, there's that. Yeah.
Although, do I want to do that to myself? Yeah, I mean, I can make it work somehow.
I'm running out of space. I've made my Pokemon too big. Does a red water Pokemon mean it's lava based? Not necessarily in our world, apparently.
I mean, you can
Oh
have
wait,
clashing elements. You can have clashing elements.
it
Yeah.
can come from the Aloha or the Alola region.
That is true.
Yes.
Which is the Sun and Moon one, right?
Yeah. And for Tabitha, I know like what does that mean? Alola is like the Polynesian, Polynesian side of Pokemon.
Oh, okay. I thought okay, you're right. You're right. I didn't know that, but I did figure it was some kind of like Hawaiian Polynesian. I know, Juliet. Let's see. All right, Smooth, Nomi, entertain the crowd. I'm working on some stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. So what's your favorite Pokemon, Nomi? Since I answered the question earlier.
My favorite starter Pokemon, I kind of hate that I started doing goggles because it's now going to ruin the look. But my starter Pokemon was Charmander. I was always a fire type Pokemon.
Makes sense.
I love fire, and for some reason I have like these weird blue markings, and I haven't even touched blue yet, so I don't know where that came from.
That's what happened with my mom's Chibi. I had red all of a sudden on my paper.
Do you see what I'm talking about, Tabitha? Look at my fingers.
I do. Oh my god. You're terrible.
Could be the marker. Could be the marker that you're using.
But I'm using a black marker. But oh well, we'll figure it out. Of course, Nomi's drawing looks like a rabbit. What does that mean, Retro?
No, he said he approves of your Pokemon looking like a rabbit. I don't, because the criteria is mouse.
It is a mouse.
Bunnies aren't mice.
And what, you have dragon ears for your mouse, so shut up.
But he still looks like a mouse.
Mine still looks like a mouse.
Yours looks like a bunny.
Yours has like a little buck tooth. Mine doesn't.
It's good to know that couples therapy.
Of course,
works
because that's what mice have. They have big teeth. Why wouldn't he have it?
Rabbits have giant teeth in the front.
Well, yeah, but yours still looks like a bunny.
Mine's a little mouse rodent. He likes to critter crawler, just like hide amongst the lily pads. So yeah.
Oh, so he's a pond scum.
He just likes to be safe. He's not a pond scum. He just likes to be safe. He's a little timid mouse.
So
I don't know what to name him. But chat, by the way, give us names.
Oh, yeah.
Name our Pokemon.
What should we name our Pokemon?
And Retro Collector says, and the fight begins.
Well, it's
keep in mind they had couples therapy yesterday, chat.
It is Retro's fault because he brought it up. He said yours look like a bunny.
Oh, you gave me an idea. I'm gonna make the top of the head look like a swimming cap.
All right, I gotta. This is just a quick rendering. Well, a unrendered drawing, chat. So don't come for me just yet.
I forgot the digital drawings was an option too.
Yeah, I know. I keep wanting to click undo or whatever, or backspace, and it's just like can't do that, Tabitha. We don't live in that world today.
I'm gonna give my Pokemon a swimming cap, even though it's a water mouse.
Well, you got to protect the dew, Yeah,
it's gonna be a gray, so it doesn't clash with the red too much. Yeah, I haven't used these pens in a while because I could smell the alcohol from them.
Yeah.
They're pretty good for drawing.
It's got really big feet. He's so cute. Hey, don't throw me into it, says Retro. This is a y'all issue. A Nurgle. Oh, what a cute name.
Isn't Nurgle a creature from like
Carabanog? That's a tough name, dude.
Cannabog is a mythical creature, I think.
Oh, okay.
Was I could have sworn that was from like an old Disney cartoon as well. Cannabog.
It could be.
Was it Cannabog?
Oh shoot! Where's my phone? I forgot.
Cannabog is like a black god. Oh, that's Chernabog though, not Cannabog.
Oh, why has he got to be black?
I don't know.
I'm just kidding.
It's actually because of the name. It is a Slavic name.
Okay.
Which means black scalp.
Sure.
But I remember he was in I think he was in Fantasia because that name does sound familiar for some reason.
Was he the evil guy at the end or whatever like that?
On the top of the mountain, like this giant, devil-like creature.
I am not good with the feet right now. Oh my god!
Now that you say that, Jonathan, Mad Dog. I actually forgot to add teeth to my mouse. That's actually a good point.
We'll give him the little whiskers.
Whiskies.
But we're making them a little bit wider. They're going to be barbs.
To be fair, my mouse let himself go a little bit, so
it happens to us all. Sometimes you just reach that age where you just don't quite care like you used to. Let me see. What are y'all Hey, it's Real Steven. Hello.
Hey,
Nurgle
listen.
is the purple lord. Oh. Of
Wasn't that
what?
like a Warhammer thing? Wasn't Nurgle a Warhammer thing? I could assume it
The
was Warhammer.
But what are we making? We are making a red. It's not red yet. I haven't gotten to my coloring phase yet, but a red water type Pokemon that has to be a mouse creature, mouse adjacent in Nomi's case. So
Well, to be fair, she's working on it, so
we all are. I just thought something that rhymes with gurgle since they're in the water. Nurgle. It's not a bad idea. What if we just have different variety of the kind of Pokemon, you know? They all could have little names. What about a little gusher mouse? Cute.
So what's your exposure to Pokemon then, Tabitha? Have you actually like
Very little.
paid attention? Very little. Okay.
I wasn't allowed to be involved with Pokemon growing up, but then eventually we realized, oh, it's just a bunch of malarkey.
Is it?
And
I don't want to ask this question necessarily, but is it because
Sure.
of the association with Satanism?
Yes.
Well, sort of. It was more of like at that time. I mean, I don't think it's a secret that a lot of Japanese stuff, they're not afraid to put the word demon or say that they're fighting demons or possessed by demons are
Mhm.
in the stories and stuff like that. And it can be very taboo in a lot of Christian cultures
That
to
is true.
joke about those things or make it seem, fun.
Right.
And so it was just, wanting to be very careful. And at that time, you guys have to remember too, we didn't have the internet like we have today. So you kind of had to just go by word of mouth.
Mhm.
And
Play
so
it by ear.
you
Mhm.
couldn't really go online and say, is Pokemon actually, demonic inspired? And it's like, no. So that was kind of the thing. But later on, we realized, okay, a lot of that stuff was just overprotectiveness, or some people were just egotistical and crazy.
I mean, I just remember this one priest that kept saying like Pokemon cards were satanic, which is kind of
Yeah.
funny to me. But I can see where the association comes from because
Yeah.
Japanese are very like easygoing with like deities and all that stuff, and
Mhm.
generally like with occult,
So that's
like
kind of
especially
where
in the
that was
media.
from. Yeah.
Mm. I mean, I grew up with Pokemon from since day one, and I kind of wanted a real life Pokemon when I was a kid.
Of
But then
course.
then I realized like, well, some of the Pokemon actually are real life creatures, but
Mm,
they don't have the elemental powers necessarily.
yeah, exactly. Oh, if I had the time, although we're making pretty good on the time, I haven't colored him yet. I have to add the goggles. Hang on. Um, let's see. Let's add some little goggles. We'll make him like a little sci-fi steampunk kind of situation here. Situationally, due to differing interpretations, anything can be seen as demonic. I think it also, well, it what is actually demonic, I think that's the bigger
Mhm.
thing. It's like kind of like the boy who cries wolf. If you're constantly saying that everything is evil, nobody's ever going to take you seriously when something actually evil shows up. So it's just, again, and I've said this numerous times, very transparent about that here on the channel. My mom and I have had this conversation, and she was like, yeah, we were young parents. We were just trying to keep our kids safe. And I appreciate that now. Obviously, as a kid, I was like, man, I don't want to be that loser kid that, I don't know what's going on. We were never part of the in crowd. And then
Mhm.
now, when you look at the media today and how parents will just let their kids watch anything and everything and have crushes and fall in love with all of these Hollywood celebrities, and you now see
Mhm.
what all these Hollywood people are involved in and how long they've been involved in it.
Yep.
I'm super grateful that my parents sheltered me. Super grateful.
Yes. Same here.
Super
I'll be
grateful.
honest. I would say that Satanism is a lot more prominent in media these days than or they're not subtle about it anymore.
I
They
was gonna
just
say
flat
it's
out
not that
say it.
it's more prominent, it's that it's more open now.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they flat out admit it
Yeah.
nowadays.
So I'm super grateful. I think like in anything, certain elements could have maybe been handled differently or maybe more explanation or something like that. But at the
Mhm.
end of the day, um, my parents did the best that they could with the information that they had, and
Right
I'm
on.
grateful.
Yep.
I'd rather have
Yeah.
parents that tried too hard than not at all.
Yeah. It's like the conversation we had last night, Tabitha, about that Chappelle Roan song, like that's heavy in the
Yeah.
lesbianism. Like,
Yeah.
look, I don't care who you like, what you like, whatever. Don't sing it in songs where it's played in Walmart.
Yeah, don't play it around kids and families and stuff like that. Like,
The stuff shouldn't necessarily be normalized or too mainstream, in my opinion.
yeah, that we censor songs for a reason. What you listen to in your private time, go ahead. But you don't need 6-year-olds asking mom, "Hey, what does this mean?" You know, that's
Mhm.
why- or having
Yeah.
6-year-olds singing these lyrics and then mom being like, "Do what?"
I believe I had this conversation with someone at at the San Antonio meetup. It was about a certain Cardi B song that was on the radio, and I was like,
Mm,
that song was not number one in the charts,
yes.
and I was like, that concerns me a little.
Well, that's like when that whole debacle with, "Baby, It's Cold Outside," and they were all up in arms about it. Like, this song is unsafe and it promotes terrible ideas. And then this one comedian compared it to the lyrics of a Cardi B song, and he's like,
Yep.
"Huh."
Mhm. 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 Yep.
Oh my gosh. I grew up on the show. I grew up on the Underdog show. I'm older than you all. Underdog. That sounds familiar. That sounds
It's
familiar.
a
Oh,
it's like
I
an
think
old
I got it, yeah.
1970s cartoon, and
Yeah.
he has like a not saggy,
Paper.
but like
No.
no, he has a loose costume, and his uniform says "you" on it, like underdog.
Okay, that sounds familiar. I've probably seen it because I grew up with a lot of the old cartoons. It was kind of funny because, I didn't realize that, of course, as a kid, no, you don't realize every generation has their own kind of music and whatnot, or
Mhm.
TVs. And I thought that Scooby Doo for the longest time was my generation, was my era.
Mhm.
Uh, but it wasn't. It was just my parents didn't really like let us watch a lot of the newer cartoons.
Mhm.
I had no idea until I was older that Scooby-Doo was made in, like, the '70s.
That was me with Star Wars,
I
honestly.
had no idea.
When I grew up, the OT was still shown on TV, so I assumed the Star Wars OT was actually released in the 90s, when in fact it was the actual re-release of the movie in the 90s.
Yeah,
Instead, but my brain used to think like, "Hey, this is cool. This is a product of my time." And
yeah.
then, like years later, I looked it up and I was like, "Boy,
No,
was I
it's not.
foolish."
No, yeah. I think it's because kids have no concept of time, so they just see something on TV and they just think, "Well, that's what I watched," you know?
Mhm.
Um, so, I mean, I guess a pup named Scooby-Doo was my era, but again, just had
Do you
no
know?
idea.
Remember these Scooby Doo bracelets that everybody was crazy about back in the 90s? Like the ones you could twirl yourself, like these plastic strings that you could string together to make them look like a friendship wristband or something.
No, I don't
Mm,
remember that. I might not have had access to a lot of the current stuff because to beat a dead horse, I didn't grow up in America for the first few years, like quite a few first years of my life. So I might have missed out on a lot of trending things that people talk about.
That is also fair. Yeah, I haven't
Um,
considered that.
Let me see. I don't know if we're allowed to say this. We'll be careful here. The flip screen list will never be released. It would take out most of Hollywood and Washington. Um, perhaps. I'm totally okay if they don't release the files, but they still let justice prevail. Does that make sense? Like, I'm okay
They
if the
should. They
common
shouldn't. They shouldn't just make a big deal out of it with influencers, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's like, okay, then if the people that are on this list and you have the evidence and the proof is in the pudding and all that kind of stuff, we the people I mean, I don't know. I'm not a legal person, follow SEBI for that stuff. But
Mhm.
like we might not need to know. But if they take
True.
care of business, then that's all that's important. And I'm okay with that. At least that's just me. Um,
To
have
be
no fear,
fair,
underdog is here. That's right. Hey, it's Stunning and Brave Megatron saying, Oi!
oi, oi.
If
That's the
I've
best I
missed
got.
anybody in the chat, I apologize. I'm not trying to.
Keep
I
in
don't
mind that
care about
YouTube
see,
filters a lot of stuff.
this is my take on it too, as
Yep.
well, old Renaissance boomer. I don't care about the list. I just want there to be arrests. If you have the
Yep.
proof, then you need to take care of business because we will never have justice in the streets if everybody who makes a bunch of money it goes away scot-free. The law doesn't care about your status. So,
Yep.
Indigo Shark, hello, hello.
Hey.
Smoo, my older brother, says Renaissance Boomer, stood with me in line for 3 hours to see Star Wars. Scroll didn't start with episode 4, A New Hope. Oops.
Well, I grew up watching the OT multiple times on TV, especially when my grandparents looked after me. When my parents
Oh, yeah.
wanted a night out for themselves, my grandma was like, "All right, that's it. It's actually on primetime TV, so you might as well watch it." I was like, "Okay."
She's like, that's it. We got the kid. We watching Star Wars.
Well, she watched Star Trek religiously. Like she watched Deep
Oh,
Space
nice.
Nine. What was the one with Jean-Luc Picard again? Good God.
Next Gen.
Next Gen, yeah. That
That
was
was
on
mine.
TV all the time. That was daytime TV stuff over here, which
love
still
it.
amazes me.
Okay, I really want to add scales to my little guy.
I actually added swimming fins as legs for my mouse.
I still need time to color him, and that's gonna.
So there, that's what I got for now. I'm gonna start painting it.
Oh, you did get the water hose tail.
Yeah, even got some little water squares that are gonna be blue water instead of red.
Here, I put some scales on there. They're just minimal. That way, at least I can say they're on there.
Are you ready to? Oh, okay. Sorry to mean to interrupt.
What
Oh,
do you
your
want?
goggles is so cute. Okay, well, I was gonna show you guys my progress because I was like,
Sure.
I don't know how to like work on goggles, but like, let me see.
I need to figure out what red I want to use. Oh, that's cool.
Aw.
Yeah.
Oh, I
so
love
there's
the tail. So good.
this- Yeah. So I'm
Gives me
giving you-
some Studio Ghibli vibes almost.
Hmm.
A little bit.
Somebody wants to know, Smoo, where does your accent come from?
Oh, it's a very unique amalgamation of me toning down my Scottish accent
Mm.
because my dad is Scottish and he raised me with his beautiful English language, and it's a mixture of German, English, and me trying to sound a little bit more British than I probably am. So yeah, I had to dumb it down a little bit because people wouldn't understand me if I would talk with the thick Scottish accent that I have. So
It
was like,
slips out every now and then. Not often, but every now and then.
it kind of does, yeah. It's the same when people talk to me in German. Some people think I'm not coming from the region where I was born and raised. They're like, you sound like you're from Berlin. I was like, actually no. I just pick up on a lot of like slang terms and I just incorporate them into the language, even though I'm not necessarily conscious about the fact that they may or may not be from the region where I'm from. So
right.
It just happens. It's the same thing when I'm in Scotland. The Scottish accent comes out naturally.
Well, of course. You kind of just adapt to whatever you're around, especially if it's already part of, like who you are. For sure.
That's part of my DNA. I mean, like I said, I don't make a huge secret out of it. My mom's German, my dad's a Scotsman, so yeah, there you go. So
that's right. We don't hide it around here. That's right. I know I don't.
Well, you have a full German on a panel today, technically with me.
That's right.
So.
Since you've got both of us, we equal a full German.
Indeed. I actually picked one random red color and I'm already in love with it. Because I was like, I don't know which red I should pick, but I think I settled with deep red.
You didn't swatch first? Gasp. Nope. What a crazy and wild man.
Yep, very bold, I know.
Be bold, but not too bold.
Indeed.
All right. Here we go. And I'm just going to go for it when it comes to this outline. I'm not going to be too precise.
Since I have you here, how did you enjoy Jujutsu Kaisen?
She fell asleep. Smooth.
Well, I had just come back from the theme parks. I was hot and I was tired, and I haven't slept well all week. Okay, so I'm grateful that it actually helped me fall asleep. But no, so it started off really good, really interesting. I liked it, and then I kind of binge watched it, and it got a little bit boring. But I decided to go back to it today. And getting a little more interesting now again. And so I'll continue watching it, but I don't find it quite as enthralling as the Finding Neverland or Attack on Titan or Death Note.
Okay. I heard a rumor that they might do a new Death Note at some point, but I could
Oh.
be wrong on that
I
one.
wonder. I don't know if you can improve on that one. That one was just kind of.
That's going to be difficult for sure, if they were ever to do that.
Let's see. Well, Jonathan, he's not Dutch. He's half German. Big
I'm half German.
difference.
Yeah, there's
in
a
the
big difference there, my friend. There's a big difference here.
big difference.
If
I
I
like.
would, if I were Dutch, I would talk more nasally, because that's pretty
Mm.
nasally from
The Netherlands.
from my experience.
Yeah. It's a little more sing-songy too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a melodic language for sure.
I always like to, because nobody will ever talk about it, but I think it's hilarious because especially in this time and age where everything is about race and cultural appropriation and being offended and all this kind of stuff, I will never forget when I was watching the women, I think it was women's or men's World Cup, or it was the Olympics, I don't know, some sports thing, but I'll never forget. It was the Women's World Cup. That's what it was. And they had one of the famous German soccer players on the panel. I can't, Hingst, I think was her name. I can't remember what it is specifically. But anyway, they were going up against, it was, I think, USA going up against the Netherlands. And it's a pretty big deal. Netherlands has a great team, right? And they are panning to the city that was, they have a camera focused on the big fans. They're in the city, they're chanting and they're singing and they're rallying behind their team. And the American panelist, this dude, was like, man, this is so exciting. It's so great. And the German lady's like, yeah, I think it's going to be a really amazing turnout. It's going to be an awesome game. And he was like, I'll just call her Marie. She's like, Marie, this is so exciting. He's like, what are they saying? Can you translate that for me? And she looks at him and she's like, I'm German. I don't speak Dutch.
Oh my gosh.
It was just like, what an idiot. But nobody's ever going to talk about how he just thought that Germans and Dutch people were the same. But, whatever. But I never let him die.
The Dutch are an amalgamation of German and English, in my opinion. So that's how I usually explain it to people, because they have like a unique way of saying words. Like, for example, if you have a sign that says "ring here," it would say "hier bellen" in Dutch, and "bellen" is the German word for barking. So you have a little funny
play or twist on words.
Yeah,
I mean, I know that there's some similarities in the language, but at the end of the day, German and Dutch are not the same. Like, it's just
it's close to, I would say, French almost, but more Anglified in a way.
Yeah, I don't know. Dutch, like, to me, obviously, I don't listen to it all the time, but like, I know that there's a big difference between the Swedish and the Dutch. But the best I can say is just like they're sing-songy. It's just kind of a whimsical way that they speak.
Yeah,
and Germans are not sing-songy. So.
That's the Italians or French for sure, because they're very melodic. I watched this video of a woman talking to a husky, and the husky was kind of mocking her, and he was like, it was so funny.
I saw a video on Instagram yesterday where this woman was reading a book, and it had to do, it was like a romance book, and in the book, it describes the male voice as he spoke to her with his deep, husky voice, and she looks up thinking, husky voice, what does that mean? And then she pans to a video of a actual husky barking, and it's really loud and takes it to a whole other kind of idea. Let me see. What is Nomi's heritage? She Mexican.
Emphasis on messy.
Mexican.
Mexico.
Yo soy mexicana.
What up,
hey,
Jacob?
it's Jacob Ironside. What is up with you?
How you doing, brother?
This is true. Do. Okay.
Yep. That is very true with the Latin.
All right, I'm just gonna go for it. We're not having rhyme or reason. We got our goggles as requested by the chat. Well, earned really by the chat. I'm gonna go with my lighter little peach color, specifically called fruit pink for the inner portion of the ear because we need to make our mouse red.
I'm playing with the red colors a little bit, like integrating more and more of them into the design.
I wonder. Let's see. I'm gonna play around with some stuff.
In theory, you could probably blend them or something.
Oh, of course. That's what Tabitha does around here. We blend, blend. Let's see.
So I had the joys of traveling with the German trains today with the inner city train. And,
my.
Yeah, how normally you would think that people have like etiquette and a bit of the consideration for other people that travel with them, right?
They used to, yeah.
They used to, but I'm probably going to sound like an old man saying this, but
we
I'll say
all
it anyway.
getting there. Yep.
There was a group of teenagers on the train that were blasting Bad Bunny over the Bluetooth speaker.
Oh my gosh!
And I was like, I was having my headphones on and listening to my own music, and I was like, I can hear their music. How loud is that music? I just took my headphones off, and I was like, oof.
It's always the teenagers that make us feel old.
Yeah, I always have to think of that one My Chemical Romance song where they reference the teenagers.
I don't know that one.
They say them teenagers can that kind of song.
She didn't grow up on that.
That is true. That's true.
Dirty heathen music.
Yeah, that's right. Only certain kind of heathen music. Goggles was a good decision.
Yep.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay. Thank you, chat, for making that decision for us.
Yeah, thank you, chat.
Appreciate your support for the channel in
my
many different ways.
My swimming cap was a bit too light on the gray, so I have to use a darker gray to color over it. But it's getting there. Although I have to say my mouse kind of looks like a hamster in hindsight now. But then again,
Yeah, well, again, when we look at the different kind of Pokemon, they all have a very strange look to them. I guess we'll let Nomi get away with her bunny-looking Pokemon because, Pikachu could kind of sort of look like a bunny, or Raichu at least, like they could kind of.
Yeah, especially the Alolan variant, which is like a little more roundish in design.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're softer softer rounds.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never forget the day when Pokemon Stadium introduced a surfing Raichu. Because Raichu is an electric Pokemon that shouldn't have the ability to surf on water, but they actually gave Pikachu and Raichu a surfboard specifically for this game. Then when Pokemon Yellow came out, the re-release of Pokemon Red and Blue, they gave Pikachu the surfboard as the surf ability.
So basically, he could just kill anybody in the ocean if he really wanted to.
Kind of, yeah.
With one little spark. I could make an explosion. All right. Let's see. I'm nervous with my decisions here. I'm just not sure where to go. I'm going to do something really, really wild and radical. Maybe. I don't know.
Radical?
I'm thinking about it. Okay, let's save. Let's save this. All right.
I'm still trying to think of a name, but that would sound cool because.
Oh, that's right, chat. We only had what was it, 1 or 2 suggestions. What should we name? Sorry, I'm trying to get around these edges. What should we name our Pokemon?
Well, mine's a mouse that has a fire hose for a tail. One ear that's shaped like a fire, like a fireplace, like a flame. As drops dripping on its head, despite having a swim cap on, and the other ear is a water drop. But it also got swimming fins. So.
Old Renaissance boomer, Gushy, Mushy, and Nurgle. Glurgle. Oh, look at that! Look at his tail.
Aww.
Oh my gosh. That's so
swimming fins.
cute. Our own little Pokemon. Oh my girl. Oh, by the way, if you have a membership to the Dreaming Tabitha channel, there is a post over in the community tab that I would love for you to look in on. I need some help. I think some people maybe misunderstood what the question that I was asking, but if you guys, if you're a part of the channel, if you're a member, I would like your input. What are some of your favorite books? And I would like you to give me a title of a book to redesign the cover. It doesn't matter if the cover was never well known or whatever. The whole point is just what book cover should I redo? What story should I make a book cover for? Or I guess you could say what book that exists should I make a cover for? That was kind of thing. Like Frankenstein. Would you want me to redo Frankenstein or whatever? So I would love for
Cool.
to hear what you guys would have in mind. Don't post it here.
Don't post it here.
Megatron, I said don't post it here. And I ain't doing that stuff. You know, I ain't doing that stuff. But he doesn't listen. He's as bad as fantastic. But just post it in the community tab over there if you're a member.
Has somebody unironically suggested the Bible to you?
Nobody's. So only one person suggested a book. The rest of them kind of, I'm not trying to throw shade, but I think they maybe misunderstood or missed the point. Like they were saying that books don't really make the book any better. Covers don't necessarily make the books any better. And it's like, well, I understand.
I beg to differ. I
do too. I definitely judge a book by its cover, but it's just more of like, guys, I just wanted a fun suggestion of a book that maybe I should redesign. Oh, look at that! Old Renaissance Boomer became a new member. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If you become a member, you get access to exclusive videos. You get exclusive content. You get, sometimes I do the polls or I ask my members certain questions. And I want your input before the common folk, which we do love us, the common folk around here, because I'm one of them. And then also I release coloring pages of my chibis and stuff like that to you guys. So yeah. But thank you. All right, we're coming right along. Yeah. What the freak? Retro, I am so excited for one reason and one reason only why you've done this. I am allowed to release the new video. Are you guys you ain't ready? Here it comes.
Till my heart's desire.
Yeah.
Damn it. I'm hungry now. Dang it.
Thank you, Retro Collective, for gifting 20.
I swear, Chad, these gals always manage to make me hungry.
We do at the worst times of day, too.
It's not my fault you live in a different continent.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, thank you, Retro. I was trying to think. I'm like, what would Mo enjoy? He really loves the dinosaur one. And I was like, I've got to somehow up the ante. Fried chicken. Thank you, Retro. I've been wanting to play that. I just made it, and I've been wanting to play it. Retro says I need food again. Oh my gosh. I would love to hear Tabitha read the Bible. She has a very soothing voice. Thank you, Grape. Appreciate that. I want some fried chicken now.
Me too.
Everybody's saying I want some chicken tenders. I tell you what, I want to just keep like swallowing my beverage, eating food, because I've developed some kind of an allergy, I think. I don't really have allergies, but I must have gone somewhere and my throat has been scratchy all day. It's terrible. And I'm not sick. I know I'm not sick. So I know what I sound like. I know what I feel like when I've got the sickies. So
damn it, Megatron. Don't tell me about pizza.
What?
It is 1 a.m. here. Don't tell me about pizza.
This is a bad time to tell you I just got pizza. Oh. It's no fried chicken, though. Oh, fried chicken.
Was that something you found on CapCut as well?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to unironically make a fried chicken song with Suno AI and send it to you so you can use it.
Oh my gosh. I would like to see a drawing of a biblically accurate angel. Wow.
Yeah, her name is Tabitha. She's on the panel.
Yeah. Exactly.
Duh.
I don't know what you mean, chat. You get what you already got what you want.
How dare you? Pizza is the greatest food of all time. Oh,
It is. I mean, I
my.
Pizza is
agree.
great. Pizza is great. Hey, Gracie
That sounds like
Crease?
how I would feel after mowing a massive area of dry grass. What dry, yeah, like it's scratchy up in here. Good
Well, the
evening. How
homies.
are you? Have a nice stream, says Anador F. Mon. Hello, welcome in.
That might be a bot, but let's go
It might
double
be,
check.
but you're welcome as long as you're not weird. I should.
I will go hang out there in the kick chat.
But why, Tabitha? Why? Now I want fried chicken.
Now you know my pain, Jacob. Now you know my pain. Every single time these girls are streaming, they talk about food.
For the
Every
homies
single time.
podcast says hail
What up?
chat and
For
mods.
the homies, let's
hello.
go.
Great episode, by the way, yesterday with the critical drinker as a guest.
The Italians are the greatest cooks in the world.
I'm not even arguing with that. I don't.
But
I'm not
I
even
do
arguing
like.
with that.
I don't mind some Korean food. Look, America first. Okay.
Miracle.
We make the best everything. We take other people's stuff and amplify it. That's what we do here.
Unlike the British, who make very bland food.
Exactly. We don't do that. We learn from our predecessors. We go the complete opposite of whatever the English do.
For anyone who's watching this after the fact and is going to comment like, but what about Indian food? Indian doesn't count. They're not British.
Right. They were part of like a province or however they want to word that. They're part of the empire, but they're not technically.
The Empire.
Correct. Correct.
Fight the empire. I'm not weird. I'm just no weirdos allowed. Guess I better leave. You know, these are the different kind of weirdos.
We're normal weirdos.
I haven't seen you here before. What do you draw? I'm also an artist, sculptor, and painter. So tonight,
Whoa.
Hey.
tonight
right
we're
on.
just doing an impromptu art party where we rolled the die, my fancy die. Shout out Larry Knight. We roll the die and we let it decide what we're going to draw. So tonight we had to do a water Pokemon, a red mouse water Pokemon. So that's what with goggles, because we met our goal for the chat to pick something to put into our Pokemon. So that's why we had to include the water goggles.
You know what? I'm gonna throw up a Pokemon name generator because I'm.
A good idea. So, but I do chibis. Let me see. Let's do. Hang on. I have assets that I can show off here. I primarily do. Where is it at? Oh, you can see down at the bottom of the screen. These are some of the chibis that I've done. Sometimes I do fun fan artwork and things like that. Some Star Wars as well. I do digital, but I also do other kinds of art forms as well. Painting. I love to paint. I've been recently trying to sculpt. I'll give you an early preview, okay? Normally you got to pay for memberships for these things, okay? Or become part of the Patreon, but this is what I'm working on right now.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I love it. I
That's-
love it.
Yeah. That's what we're
But here's the question: does he scan tickets?
well, he doesn't have any arms right now, so no. And the way things are going, he might not get arms. It's hard. I'm not a sculptor. So
Sculpturing is not easy.
it's
One of my cousin's best friends is actually a stone sculptor, but he can't do that job anymore because he's injured his shoulders too much, so he can't really do the motion anymore.
That's rough. Oh,
But
that's rough.
he did before he had to stop working. He actually started sculpting anime figures. Like he's tried to do a Son Goku from Dragon Ball.
Oh my.
And he got pretty far in, and then he was like, "Now I have to resort to sculpting gravestones." I was like, "That's grim."
But still moneymaker, because you know what?
Still
That's
money,
something that you never run out of.
That is true. Yeah.
I'm done.
How are you done?
Can I show my artwork, or do you want us to wait?
Oh, can you wait till I at least put my color on? I don't want you to
Fine, I'll be here hanging out with the chat.
Hey.
Smooth, what's your progress? We got to wait on Tabitha. I know this is her show, so
Yeah,
Well,
she's just
we
taking
might as well
over.
might as well take it over, right? There you go.
Oh, look at him. Well, you know what? The other thing is too, are you guys putting any kind of shadowing or background? Because as my
Yeah.
teacher said, you can't just Leave them floating in the ether.
I'll probably add a little shadow beneath
Yeah.
beneath it. Yeah.
A little wind beneath the wings.
Yeah. I don't see why not.
Yeah. Otherwise, they're just floating in nothing. I'm currently preparing a painting that is dedicated to all the artists on Kick. So now to you. Oh, well, that's exciting. How
That's
lovely.
cool.
Oh, the squeakies. Markers will do that, man.
Mm-hmm. Is it loud?
Yeah, I can hear it. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it's like I've heard that sound a lot
Mm-hmm.
in my day. Okay. So we got a little bit of that. It's not perfect, but it is what it is. Carving stone has to be frustrating. Knock the wrong piece off, you start over because you ain't putting it back on. All right, super glue. Yeah. Not drawing a Pokemon. I'm sketching a bird right now called Vermilion Flycatcher. A beautiful little bird. Oh,
That sounds like a name for like a hunter in a fantasy novel.
it's not in the
Vermilion
ether, it's
Flycatcher.
dancing in the so
Yep.
good.
It's in the white void.
Right now I want to call it Zurata because it looks like a Zubat and a Rattata. Oh.
So
Oh, we still don't have names. Let's see. What's some What's some names that would be good? Let's see. So there's water, there's aqueduct, there's gutter. Trying to think. What would be an appropriate aquatic name?
where did my pencil go? Here it is.
I think I've got the name for my mouse. Aquamo. Aquamo. Well, I throw a little accent to it.
Guacamole.
Aquamo.
That's guacamole with mole sauce.
Aquamole?
I said aquamole.
Oh, see, this is just Aquamo. Like O-M-O. Just Aquamo. Aquamo, I pick you or choose you. Maybe that'll be my name. All right, we're getting there. We're filling in.
The thing is, the naming conventions for Pokemon is usually a play on words, right?
Mhm.
So
Well, that's kind of what I was doing. Basically, I was just shortening mouse. So it's just water mouse. Aquamo. It's kind of cute sounding too. At least I think so. Albert. Well, we're not doing
Albert.
the book. We're not doing the book. If he was part of the book tonight, Megatron, we would totally name him Albert because that's just what we do around here. A wouse? No, it's not Aquamole. It's Aquamo. Aquamo. M-O.
See, at least Keith knows what I'm talking about. Guacamole.
Oh my gosh. All right. This is not a promo. Sure, it's not Anador F-Man. Yeah, sure. It's okay. I hear you. You know, we gotta work hard. All right,
artists
maybe
gotta stick together.
I understand.
Oh, I've got a name for mine.
Oh, here it comes.
Since it's a water Pokemon, and Nomi mentioned a certain Pokemon earlier, so I was like, maybe I'll go with Aquarelle.
Oh, Aquarelle.
Oh, like Meryl.
Considering that the pre-evolution was like Azuriel, I think. Or was it the? But
Let's see. What color eyes are we gonna give him? You know what? This is
my mouse looks like Guy Fieri if he was a Pokemon.
That's awesome.
Diners, drive-ins, and dives. God, my parents used to watch that show so often that name is.
I've never actually seen an episode of that.
Really?
It is pretty neat. You get some cool like restaurant ideas from like certain areas.
I mean, like I know who the guy is. I've never.
Did you know that he is in Smash Mouth?
He is.
The band.
He's in Smash Mouth?
Yep.
Like, hey now, you're a rock star.
Yep,
Get
that
game
one.
on. He's in the background or something?
I think he's the lead singer, actually.
What?
No, he is not.
No, he's like,
That
shut the
would've-
front door.
That would have been a bigger deal if he was the front man.
Pretty sure he is. He is in the band though.
In the band or
Mm.
just like in the music video?
No, let me see. Of course, one it was. Oh,
Because you
did-
remember, spiked bleached hair was
well,
pretty in back in the day.
He didn't sing it though, but he wrote it.
Oh, well, that's still pretty cool.
Steve Harwell is the singer, but they're not the same person apparently. But I could be wrong too, but I don't know. That was this urban legend. Steve Harwell died. Yes, yeah. Sadly, he died. Cancer.
Hate cancer.
Yep.
I'm almost done, guys. I'm just adding some cell shading.
But you said you have to create a background, so that's what I'm doing for it right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
So you're not
trying to
done.
do something watery. I think.
Oh,
Well, I'm
okay.
not sure. I'll do a tiny puddle. How about that?
That's a great idea.
Tiny puddle. So I have something watery in the background at least.
Let's see here. I'm trying to be careful.
Considering he's got a fire hose, a puddle is actually not a bad idea.
That's true. I was thinking of that. I'm like, well, he's got a tail back there. Let's see. Splodent. Hey, it's me.
Exploding.
I got
Exploding is actually a cool idea.
That's
cool
actually a
name.
pretty good idea. That works with your tail though, too. This does not look like a solo. I know memes. I know. We got some.
That's why there's a
party
question
crashers,
mark.
But I'm okay. Exactly. That's why there's a question mark. I left it a little open ended. This was kind of an impromptu thing. I decided to do this last night, and then I was talking to Nomi. I'm like, hey, you want to join me? And she's like, sure. And then we invited Smooth. So here we are.
I asked Tabitha if Nomi bullied her into inviting me as well.
And I had to reassure Smooth that she did not. So I won't let her do that to me.
God forbid a girl just wants to have a fun time with her friends. Okay.
I know.
True.
Nomi's not allowed to have hobbies, with other people. Tabitha, are you even going to play the where you dig holes in the backyard and fight moles? I already beat the game, Grape. I beat the game.
It's like one person asking me if I played Yasuke Simulation. I was like, I've beat it twice.
I
When
beat
it came
it.
out on stream, on the marathon stream.
It's like now we're on to bigger and better things. I need to return to Assassin's Creed and finish that off. I haven't done that yet. So.
Which one are you playing at the moment?
Odyssey.
Odyssey. Ooh.
Yeah, I talked to my
Ooh.
brother who's a big Assassin's Creed fan. This is my first time ever playing an Assassin's Creed game. And he's like, oh, you didn't pick the best one to play first.
I mean, granted, Odyssey is what the Ubisoft games are nowadays, so I can't really knock you for that one. So.
I was like, oh, Egypt, this looks really cool, but everybody has a Nigerian accent, and it really ticks me off. So I don't understand why Egyptians have Nigerian accents, but whatever.
Well,
budget cuts, I understand.
Budget, yeah. I mean, they could have been Wakandans easily with that kind of accent. So,
what's more of this Pokemon's history or backstory? What would their Pokedex say?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Well, my Pokemon is a former firefighter assistant, hence the fire hose. But he then decided to live a life in bliss and just go on vacations and surf on water. That's why he's
start a family.
Start a family,
Start growing tomatoes.
Make a restaurant, that kind of stuff.
The usual stuff.
Write a banger of a song called All Star.
There you go.
Yeah, right. But he did write it at least, so
that's true. That. There you go. There's that. Here we go. I think the coloring that I've chosen for my Pokemon, as far as the shadowing, has helped it make it look a little more Pokemon-ish. So
I can see why I mistook the front singer for Guy Fieri though, because they have the same colored hair.
I told you, this is what I'm saying. That was during the time everybody be bleaching their hair and frosted tips, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't originally water-based, but it adapted to water? Oh, I know mine is.
Well,
mine was born and bred.
Mine was a one of Pokemon all the time, but it somehow grew tired of doing his job, so it was like, might as well settle down,
That would be
kind
kind
of
of interesting, though. A Pokemon that wasn't a water Pokemon but wanted to be a water Pokemon, so he became a water
Mhm.
Pokemon.
It's like the Force, right? You can become a Jedi just by believing in it.
I know it sounds like a
Isn't
cat
it,
poster. You just gotta believe.
isn't that what happened in the Acolytes with Sabine? Oh wait, no, that was
That's Ahsoka.
Ahsoka. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what happened with Sabine, right? Because
Yep.
she wasn't really a Force user before.
No, but now the Force is something you can develop rather than being special.
Then why on earth don't I have Jedi powers yet, Disney? Riddle
'Cause
me that.
it's not the real world, Smoo.
Ah,
It's not the
dang it.
real world.
You're right. You're right.
No, what I want to know is what they were planning on doing with the little boy who suddenly was Force sensitive and was
I
it the
think we'll
Last
never get an
Jedi?
answer to that.
Yeah, probably not. Because that was kind of a neat little something something, but I guess we'll never
Maybe
gonna know.
maybe it's Luke reincarnated.
There
Who
you
knows?
go. I'm surprised they didn't go that route with Star Wars and just go the reincarnated stuff.
Yeah. I'm still very annoyed about how they handled Kenobi as a show, because it could have
Mm.
been great, because I read the book that this was very, very, very loosely based upon,
Yeah.
and the book is far more superior.
Well, we all know that Disney Star Wars is very, very loosely based on Star Wars.
Oh,
So,
yeah. Yeah, I heard that people are saying good things about the last batch of episodes for Andor, but I'm not going to hold my
they're
breath on that.
so boring. The one thing is, this show is very well made cinematically. Anyway,
Yes,
it's
it's well shot.
amazing. As far as being made, being filmed, being shot, it is probably the best Star Wars made. Although
Mhm.
I do prefer still the Mandalorian style where it's a little bit dirty, it's not so clean. I like that.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
but as far as the pacing of the show,
Mm.
the dialogue, it's just like, are we
Yeah.
there yet? Are we there? And plus, I just don't like the music choice. I don't like
Yeah.
it's too I know Star Wars is sci-fi, but Star Wars is its own thing, right? So it's too
Mhm.
sci-fi sounding. It doesn't sound like Star Wars.
Mm. It could have been a Blade Runner spin-off almost.
It really could. And that's one of my issues, one of my many issues with it is that it doesn't feel like Star Wars. When you're watching it, it just doesn't, for me, it just does not feel like Star Wars. It feels like it's a whole other sci-fi franchise, which that would have been fine because
Yeah.
they did really well then as a sci-fi franchise. It just doesn't feel like Star Wars.
It's like somebody wrote Andor to be something completely different at
Yeah.
first, and then they were like, "What if we slapped the Star Wars name on it?"
Yes, that's
kinda.
the vibe.
But I'm a old Renaissance boomer. Nothing's Disney ever done is Star Wars. I'm 100% with you on that one. The closest thing I will give them, or I will allow to be Star Wars, is probably the Jedi Fallen Order games.
Okay, I would say The Mandalorian. I liked The
Mandalorian too. Yeah.
Mandalorian, at least the first 2 seasons. That to me felt like a Disney or excuse me, a Star Wars spin-off.
That's
It
the
did.
closest thing, though. But
Yeah.
yeah, Jacob is right. Star Wars needs to sound like John Williams.
Yes, it
But the
needs
problem is-
classic orchestrated music. It
Mhm.
doesn't need like this weird futuristic stuff. Yeah, John Williams will always be the GOAT.
Yep.
Always. Always. Okay, I just got
There you go.
to
Haha.
there. Oh, he is in a puddle of his own making.
Yeah, he was all excited, so there was a bit more water coming out of the hose. So he was like, "Yay!" just jumping around like all happy.
I'm gonna give my guy. Let's see. Let me make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. See what I'm throwing down here. I'm just gonna quickly throw down some shadowing. Just kind
That
of.
does happen sometimes, Jacob. If you're on YouTube, folks, always make sure you don't have top chat on and do all chat, because sometimes messages get filtered out. Just saying.
The more you know. That
The
should
more you
be Smooth's next channel. The more you know with Smooth DJ.
I'm not that smart. Come on.
Well, okay. What are you trying? Making me feel really stupid then, because you know more than I do.
He's like, this is
No.
elementary stuff.
And
when
I'm
we're
just like,
talking to him.
okay, I'll just go over here and cry then.
Yeah,
Smooth
I-
inadvertently
I-
telling me I'm
see,
stupid.
since no, that's not what I would do. See, this box here is a set of 80 pens. I got
Mhm.
this on a sale. I think it was in my local bookshop for like $40. It was originally $250.
Oh, nice.
So I actually
That's-
got a good old bargain here.
I was gracious enough to be gifted a lot of my markers, but some of them I had to save my pretty pennies for because Copic markers are they're about $7 to $8 a marker, and you probably
Copic
like,
markers are crazy expensive.
but they're but the thing is, guys, they're absolutely worth it.
Oh,
For
100%.
somebody who's like, I guess I could title myself maybe a colorist. I don't know. As somebody who colors a lot, uses them all the time, 100% worth it. 100% worth it. It's just
Definitely.
it takes time to accumulate them, because you do, if you want to get better and better and you want to have a nice flow, you want the blends to be on par, because that's something that I really am intentional about. It's one of my preferred style choices. I love blending. And so you have to have, these are Ohuhu markers, but these are just a few of the markers that I have.
Okay.
And then I've got, these are some of my Copics and my Spectrum Noir markers that I have. Oh, don't do that,
Oh,
Tabitha.
wow.
They don't have a
Oh,
lid
wow.
on them. This is just some of them.
Cool.
And then I have more on my shelf behind me. I don't know if you can see. Let's see where they are. There's a box of markers. There's a box of markers. And then on this shelf is a giant box of markers. So
That's cool.
you need them. I know it sounds ridiculous, and you'd be like, man, $7 for one marker. That's why we ask for them for Christmas. That's why we put them on our wish list. That's why we are so grateful when people send them to us, because they're worth it. They're just expensive. And so if you want to know what to get your artists' friends, depending on what medium they use, Prismacolor pencils, because that's almost $2 a pencil.
Yep.
Prismacolor pencils, Copic markers, or Ohuhu. Yeah. I don't mind Spectrum Noir, but I don't mind the colors. I don't like the marker itself. The marker itself sucks. For me personally, I don't like it. I don't like it. Okay, we're almost done.
Renaissance Boomer mentioned the composer for The Mandalorian, the Swedish guy. He actually did a pretty good job with the soundtrack.
It was it's
Göransson.
so memorable. Da-dum. Like, it's just got the Western vibe to it and everything. I love it.
Here's where the composer actually understood the genre that he was doing stuff for.
Yes.
Because
Exactly.
sometimes I feel like when you listen to like music in movies and TV shows these days, you have the impression that either the music was done way earlier than the show was done, so they just try to hastily like throw the music in there just so the composer doesn't feel bad.
Yeah.
Or the music was done after the fact without actually consulting the composer properly.
And all of these things are very possible and very likely, unfortunately, in today's.
And sometimes the music doesn't match the scenes either. Like, there's some epic stuff going on, but the scene is like very slow, and you're like,
why are they running? Why? Why is the music so exciting? Why are they running? What's happening?
Why are you running?
Yeah, open the door. Okay, hang on. I'm just
open
putting
that door.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
last
okay.
minute darkness here.
All right, so Smooth already showed his. I'm gonna show mine now.
Okay.
You ready, kid?
Okay, hang on. Let me.
Aw.
Oh, that's not what I meant to do. There we go. Oh, he's so
cute.
I love that. I love how you incorporated the tail into it too.
So it's not that detailed, but I add some coral reefs to it, and then that's a sandy bottom. And then right here is like the sun. He's underwater right now, so he's kind of like using his goggles to keep his eyes safe.
I like his little goggles. They're so cute. The color choice was nice.
The color choice is really good. Yeah.
And how you said about shading. So here's his like his underbelly and everything.
Yes, nice little touch there. Very,
on his
very
tail, too.
mindful.
Very nice.
Yeah. I still need a name for him.
Oh, we still need a name. Mine is Aquamo. I don't care what you guys say. His name is Aquamo.
I've got a good idea for an art challenge. Turn your friends into Pokemon.
Oh, let's see. Nomi would be a very spicy cup of coffee.
Spicy hot chocolate. Mhm.
Somehow I would turn her into a Pokemon, like a spicy. Actually, that should be, like at Disney. Well, maybe you don't know, but at Disney or all other places, they turned the cartoon characters into food items. So maybe we should do that. Well, here, guys, is my Aquamo. I'm actually happy with how he turned out. In the beginning, I was nervous. I think he could fit in the Pokemon world. Maybe, I don't know. The resident Pokemon people got really, really quiet when I said that. Like, I got no feedback whatsoever from that. So I must be off my rocker. What do you guys think?
I mean, Jacob raises a good point here in the chat. With art supplies, you do get what you pay for.
Mm-hmm.
If you're on a budget, Ohu are pretty good alternatives to Copic markers. Yep.
Yes. So that's the one thing, is that I think Ohuhu cost almost, not quite, but almost 50% less or something like that, or 25% less, something like this. 25% less, we'll just go with it, than Copic markers. And
True.
So, yeah. The thing about Copic markers, for those that for curious minds who want to know what makes Copic markers, besides it's got fantastic ink, what is the selling point? Honestly, it's the entire selling point for Copic markers over any other is the nib. Now you'd be like, well, so what's so special about it? The magical powers of this is that basically the tip here is very, very fine, right? Yep. But it has the adaptability to be very flexible or be as stiff as it needs to be for whatever your project is. I don't know how they accomplish that magic. Versus Ohuhu, you get a really short, stubby one with no flexibility. So that makes it really hard when you're trying to do delicate wisps of anything. That's why you can actually get adapters, if you will. You can actually tear out or pull out the nibs and replace them with Copic ones. And that's what I've slowly been doing. So
I when I first started like drawing like my own anime characters back in the day, but I kind of stopped doing that because I felt like I was never really good with drawing anime characters per se. When I first started getting Copic markers, I was blown away by how expensive they were, especially when you have like a small budget as a kid.
Yes,
you're like, I don't want to pay like $8 for a pen. That's silly. And nowadays, I'm going to an art supply shop and buy like a ton of like pencils and stuff. And even my father was making the joke, like, "Are you doing an art supply shop or something?" I was like, "No, I just love using these things."
Yes. Once you find what works for you, it's truly amazing, and it is. It's one of those things. That's why they say, the starving artists and stuff. But you want to be working with good equipment. Now, I don't necessarily suggest, if anybody cares, here's the information you didn't ask for. But if somebody's getting into it, like if you have a child that's trying to get into art, I don't suggest that you buy them Copics and Prismacolor. Start them out with their Crayola, let them learn, let them figure it out. And then like at Christmas or their birthday or whatever like that, be like, hey, I got you a set, or, I got you a couple in your favorite color. Give these a try. Let me know what you think, and then you can see how serious they are.
You don't want to go on a spending spree when they're hardly getting used anyway.
So great job, says Retro. Good job, everybody. Why don't we all hold up our images so everybody can see what we did as a collective? There we go. So mine is Aquamo. Smooze is
Aquarelle.
And Nomi's
the water rat firefighter.
Mine is, I named him Tide Gnaw.
Tide Gnaw.
Because he's like a surfer vibe type of mouse. He lives for the vibes, the tide, and then he's a water loving Pokemon. So yeah. And then Gnaw because like mouse like nature.
I like it.
I can see that.
What'd you say? Tide Gnaw?
Yeah. So TIDEGNAW.
I love it. That's so
Right now.
great. Well, this was a really fun on the fly art prompt. I'm really happy with how this turned out, and I like everybody else's as well. Well, we're going to be heading out. Tell us, let's go around the table. Tell everybody where they can find you. Tell them what you're up to. Give us the 411.
Well, do you want to go first, Nomi?
Sure. I'm waiting to get confirmation from Sevi and Moss to see if we can play the back rooms later on after this. Maybe like in an hour from now.
Just
Just
distracted with Dune right now.
yeah. So I'll give her some time, but if not, I'm doing nothing for the rest of the evening. Monday's on Moonskull with Call of Cthulhu Gang, the GCA, and catch me here and there playing games with Tabitha and eating snacks.
Snacks like fried chicken.
Mm.
Fried chicken.
The chicken.
Fried chicken.
The ode to fried chicken.
The ode. That's right. The ode. What about you, Smoo? What are you up to? Where can we find you?
So
All the good
yeah,
stuff.
I'm back home, so streams will be a little more regular again, hopefully. I'm going to be playing some Final Fantasy 14 with Tombi and my good friend Mirden tomorrow. Monday, Clear Obscure Expedition 33. Excellent game. I can't wait to play more. And yeah, just follow me on Smooth the DJ. I post like random lo-fi songs or video game songs or like other like random lo-fi music that I just want to do because I'm bored and I just want to have another creative out except for drawing. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's right. Well, great. And then I'm, of course, Dreaming Tabitha, and I go live. I'm going to be going live on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, just doing some creativity, trying to catch up on some stuff. And then I'll be releasing some videos upcoming as well, trying to get my Stitch sculpture done so that I can give you the lore of Lilo and Stitch, because I don't know if anybody knows the lore of where Lilo and Stitch came from. So that's going to be one of my newest videos coming out. And then we are going to be having the art party, God willing, at the end of the month, where I get a bigger group of artists together and we have some crazy madness. And then, of course, becoming a member, you get access to really cool things. I will be uploading some new coloring pages this coming week. And it's going to be really fun. And I'm trying to get back on track with stuff. But if you enjoyed content like this, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new here, tell your friends, and call your mother because she worries. And yes, I do go live on Kick at dreaming_Tabitha, where I play with my friends, with Nomi, myself. Sometimes it's all good stuff. And we enjoy. Thank you so much for being a part of the show, everybody. We will catch you next time.
What in the world? What?
Our ship disappeared. Joe!
Joe! Joe, bring back the ship! What are you doing?
It's too much.
I thought you guys were on board, and I had.
Did you see our names? This is the worst group of pirates.
Did you hear us calling any commands?
Nope.
You
I
didn't
was like,
see us
I
on
am
board.
going to terminate. I decided to commandeer the boat.
Man, first we lost Emmy, now like Joe's abandoning us. Tabitha, where did we find this crew?
They're in materials or something.
Joe, are you still on this ship?
Yes, I am. I am straightening out. Oh, you're here!
Yeah, we're
Get
here.
here! How'd you guys get here?
I found
The
a
mermaid brought us here.
Oh,
And they're still shooting at us.
Is it really?
I hear shots. Am I crazy?
No, I definitely heard something.
It gives me the option to rejoin the previous session.
Oh, right over there. Is that not a ship over there? Oh, it's like a congregation ship.
I am overboard.
Wait, what? Why?
No, the ship's on fire! The ship's on fire!
Why?
The ship is on fire because nobody sails without the entire crew. So, Joe, have fun.
There's massive holes in the boat.